Well, welcome back. Thank you so much for praying with us for the launch of this brand new life-giving church in Walker, Michigan later this September. We are so excited because we are starting to see God do some of the things we've been praying for and believing for these last 6 months. As of the filming of this video, we have 40 adults on our launch team. We are so excited that God is bringing people who feel a call on their own lives to lock arms together and launch this thing called Tribes Church. And if you aren't already, I want to invite you to partner with us in some way through your giving. Even if it's just for the rest of 2026, we need 100 people giving $100 a month in order to hit our launch goal with all the things coming up that we need to purchase, like lights and sound equipment and mics. And I would just ask that you would pray and see if God would invite you to participate with us in some way. Our giving is safe, it's secure, it's tax deductible, and you can find the link to give online at tribeschurch.co. This week I want to take you to 2 Corinthians 4 verses 3 and 4, which says this: "And even if our gospel is veiled, it is veiled to those who are perishing. In their case, the God of this world, which is Satan, has blinded the minds of the unbelievers to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel in the glory of Christ, who is the image of God." Mel and I had a crazy run in Indy while we first got there. Initially, I came on as a resident pastor. Mel came on with the kids team, and eventually as a teacher for a large daycare that the church ran throughout the week. My role was full-time, part pay, so much that the church offered to provide housing for us, which we were pumped about. We got married and moved into a 3-bedroom apartment with, hear this, 3 other pastoral residents in Fishers, Indiana. So for the first 3 months of our marriage, we lived with 3 other recently post-college guys. Mel is a hero. After 3 months, they took pity on us. They provided a small 1-bedroom apartment that we could have on our own, and we thought that we had made it. But when we moved in, we quickly realized that directly next to us was quite possibly the crankiest old man I've ever met. He was the get off my lawn type, and he did not like our young family and dog messing up his quiet corner of the apartment complex. He had a dog too, and her name was Sassy. He was a tough pill to swallow until I realized that most of it was a defense mechanism. This guy lived alone. He was a vet. He had family in town, but they were pretty busy and he didn't want to bother them. He had a boat that he had bought to take his grandkids fishing, but it barely got used. He was disconnected, isolated, and alone. He just needed a friend. So we started to build a relationship with him, and he actually, by the time that we moved out, became a huge encouragement to us. I remember when we had our first daughter, he brought over a $100 check just to help us with things that we needed. I invited him to join us at the church that we were attending, and you know what he said? He said, "I'll never go to church. They just want your money." And he never did. We've met so many people in Walker so far who have their own bone to pick with the church. It's different for everybody, but they successfully keep people from the life-giving group of people that they could find connection with. God's enemy keeps the good news of the gospel veiled so that they throw the baby out with the bathwater. So will you pray for the next 60 seconds for those barriers and for those people who have those bones to pick with the church, that they would see past the veil and that God would introduce them once again to the image of who he is in the face of Jesus Christ? Will you pray that they take a step into this life-giving community called Tribes Church? Thank you so much for praying.